Welcome back to this channel. It started like my son. Like and subscribe. No, in all honesty, we uploaded a video months ago, about 8 months ago now, and it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of blew up for the subscribers or amount of subscribers that I have on this YouTube channel. Shout out to Jair, he's right here with me. He was all involved with the creative process, with the editing, shooting, things like that. So it really helped out. And then shout out to Anthony Chavira, which is his Instagram is Living Chavira Loca on Instagram, and he called us out to do this video for him, and I think it was, and I didn't expect it to have that many likes or subscribers or like views on a little channel that had like 100 subscribers, and now I think we just broke 600 subscribers. I don't know, and I think it just broke 83,000 views on this channel. So for me, and I think for Anthony, it was kind of surprising because you know, when we created this video, we had this idea or this concept, it was kind of cool because we shot it all in one day, I guess you could say. Yeah. And so I wanted to make this video because I want to make a segment on my channel. It's called Behind the Scenes. And being behind the scenes, a lot of people are very interested in how we shot it, where we shot it, what did we use, which we got a lot of questions on that. Where was this at? You know, a lot of people were asked, or some other people that watched the video were asking things like that. So I think it's really important to highlight this channel on like gear, what we used, to kind of show people out there what you can use to make videos like this. I do want to start off by saying that I don't think you need a lot of gear. I just think whatever you have necessary, just go out and shoot it. Because sometimes we make, you know, excuses as to should we shoot it or should we not shoot it. And at the end of the day, it's really what you're shooting. And I mean, shout out to Anthony. He did like an amazing job driving it. I don't know how many times we asked him to do so many different takes, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, never hesitated, huh?
No, at all. So let's get into it, if you don't mind. So we used a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras.
5 cameras, yeah.
It was 2 Sony
A6500s.
A6500s. We used Jaid's drone, which is a
Mavic Pro 2.
Mavic Pro 2. And then we had a couple of GoPros. I think that was on Anthony's. Mounted. And then we had my 6D Mark II at the time. And we had a gimbal, right? We had a gimbal, and then the rest was shot still.
On tripods.
On tripods or monopods that we could find. So we're gonna get into, I don't even know which things to start. I think we'll go through the video and see what we used. All right, so for you guys that haven't seen this video, we're gonna kind of go over the video. I'll link it up here so you guys can go straight to the actual video if you guys want to see it like straight throughout. But we're gonna go ahead and go over the video, and we're gonna be pausing just to kind of talk to you guys about where we put the cameras, which cameras we put, and that we used throughout the video. All right, so here we go.
Cool.
So just to point out here, I don't know how many times we opened the garage.
I was gonna say, how many times do you think we actually did that?
I don't know. I get 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. We did it a few times. The hard part was getting the lights on exactly when we wanted. Yeah. I think we all had an idea of when we wanted to do it. It was just hard to really time it up. And also too, I'm moving forward with a gimbal, so I have to time up you know, how fast I'm moving into the,
according to the actual door opening.
Exactly.
The other thing what's cool about this shot is that we kind of did it simultaneously. So as Jaid was here on this shot with the gimbal, I was in the back with my 6D Mark II, and I was kind of crouched down towards the bottom because I really wanted to get that opening as well. And I didn't really want to, you know, we can do it simultaneously. We didn't really need to do it once here shots. And then do another shot later.
So you were in the dark for probably like 15, 20 minutes before we
and just yelling like action, go for it. So we'll continue. Also, the sound effects that you hear, it's actually a, I put sound effects when the lights turned on, and it's an actual clicker, right? When we edit it.
Right.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But before you started, the motor, that's all straight from the actual RZR.
The actual sound, we had a recorder, a small recorder, and we actually
mounted it under the wheel, one of the wheels.
Yeah, one of the rear wheels. There was a screw in, and it actually matched perfectly with
a quick release that we put in there, and so
it was really cool. We just attached it and we left it there the entire time. It recorded the audio just the whole time. So.
Press pause. And all of these shots I shot while we were setting some things up. I think I shot those shots even before we started shooting the garage going up and down.
Yeah, so I think these shots, when Jaid was doing these, I was mounting all the other cameras down the street. So as the RZR, you know, as Anthony's pulling out of the driveway and goes around the curve, we wanted it to all have one simultaneous shot with all the cameras so that we can stitch them together in post. So, yeah. So I kind of want to pause it here because it's very important. This shot not only shows obviously a nice aerial shot, but it actually can help us like tell you where we put these cameras. So so as Anthony was coming out of the driveway, we had already one shot here.
That was me with the gimbal.
Pulling out with the gimbal.
And I was running behind him.
Yeah. And then after we got that shot, we had another, we were down here. I had another camera down here on the sidewalk.
Yeah. We were also down in this corner of the street.
Right across the street.
Gimbal.
And you were kind of pulling in at first, right?
Yeah,
but then you just decided to follow.
Right, yeah.
And then we had another camera here behind this truck, and you'll see it as it passes the truck. And then we had another one here on the street.
I think that's you right there, actually.
That's probably me just sitting there. I was also under this tree at one point because I didn't want to come out in the aerial shots. So it's pretty cool to see where we were all at different times. And this might have been 6 or 7 takes probably at the same time too. So here, if we go back a little bit, I wanted to show, it was very cloudy, obviously, so it was really cool. And these shots, I mean, they kind of stitched together very well. And we asked him to do it more times, and he didn't even mind. Like, he was putting his RZR through the grinder. And these were all just B-roll, things that we saw that could kind of fit in. It was very cloudy that day, so it's not like I didn't manipulate that shot in any way. It just looks very cloudy. This shot, we at first had done it straight on, but then we had the idea of like going up. I really didn't know that he was gonna do it at first. So
he was kind of the one that directed us from there, because I mean, we only know so much of the capabilities of him as a driver and the RZR itself, right? But he knows much more, and so he was kind of the ones like, well, we could do this, and I think that's when we decided, it's like, sure, let's go for it.
Yeah, honestly, that was such a great call. It really made a difference to the video. It really, you know, that's a that's what, a 5 or 4 foot, you know, 4 foot, 5 foot little ledge there, I guess you could say. And there's a canal on this other side. So, I mean, that
it's
takes
pretty
a lot
impressive
of guts.
Considering the size that he had to work with.
Exactly. So then, so at first we didn't know, like here, I had to have him do it again because I didn't know that he was going to do that at first, but then we got it positioned in. So you can see that we had that shot there, and then it cuts to this shot in the front. So it's very important for us to get those clips together. And then this is probably my favorite part of the video coming up. I'll play it. I mean,
I think that was also one of the sketchiest parts of the video too.
I think I was literally in front of it. I was probably like 15, 20 feet away from him doing that shot. So that was pretty cool. All right, so let's go back to the video. So we'll play back a little bit more.
Nice.
Oh, that shot was dope. If you guys don't follow Jaid on Instagram, he posted this like a day after we shot this, and I mean, it got a lot of love. You know, we live in Yuma, we're Yuma, Arizona, and Yuma County. So where we shot this, there's like a lot of people go, like on the weekends, take their RZRs or ATVs or whatever it may be, and a lot of people could, when they saw this, they could relate to that spot because it's a well-known spot. So it did help a lot that we shot it there, and that's like the actual entrance to where people go there, you know.
Yeah, we got a lot of love from that one. and in this particular drone shot, I'm pretty sure it was, I want to say it was the first shot we got. And I didn't really know, I mean, we had an idea of what we wanted to get, and I mean, we were going for a certain shot. But me as the one operating the drone, just because you know what you're gonna get doesn't necessarily mean it always works out that way. And I guess you could say that about when you're shooting just regularly, but with the drone it is a little bit different. And I think we did get away with the fact that Anthony just looks cool pulling in. I realistically in my head, I thought I was gonna be following him at an angle. But what ended up happening, if you want to move a little bit forward, I like the reveal shot. That's what we wanted. But I ended up just following him, right? Instead of following him in at more of an angle, because realistically, it was just the easiest path to take as far as the drone, and not having these very like sudden or jerky motions. You know, because you want to maintain a smooth shot throughout. Yeah,
I mean, that's what gimbals are for, right? Like have a nice smooth and not janky. Like.
And I mean, you can go for that look, but in this particular drone shot, that's what we wanted to capture, a nice, you know, cool entrance. And I think it captured it really well. And I mean, credit to the drone, really.
No, it was really dope. And Jaid, I mean, he always does an amazing job with drone shots anyways. And I mean, it does have a lot to do with what you're shooting, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, this guy's just ripping through, you know?
Yeah, it goes from the street right to the sand immediately, and it was so cool.
And at this point, it kind of makes the video go, it does take it to another level of like, where people can relate, right? Where people can relate. Like I said, we live in Yuma, Arizona, and it's like desert all around. So you really have a huge playground to shoot at.
It was cool.
If you guys want to see a video of how we actually edited and you guys want to see the timeline, just let us know. I think we'd be down to go over the process of actual editing. I would come, I have a full-time job, so I would come after work and just like shoot it. And I think or edit it. And I think we edited it here for like 5 days, right?
Was it 5 days?
I think it was.
Dang, that seems like a long time.
I think it was a lot. It was 4 or 5 days for sure, I think.
I think it was that actually, because I mean, you got off of work at what, 5 or 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
And then even if you spend 2 hours on it, it's already 8 o'clock, and you have to drive another 30 minutes back home. So yeah, I think we did it. You know, we pieced it together in those amount of days.
And I think it helped out that it wasn't like very pushy. You know, some clients, they want you to
have it the next day.
Like, the next day or anything. But I think Anthony was very patient in the fact that, yeah, he wanted the video right away, but he understood that we were taking time, and if we were taking time, it was that much better of a video that we would be getting. So I think that helped a lot in the creative process.
Definitely.
Because you can take more time to, you know, put in the sound effects, put in the you know, things like that you need.
And realistically, when you do take that extra bit of time, you're really able to accept, you know, some of the decisions you made with the video, because if you want to rush something together, it still may be a great video, but there might be that one shot or two shots or that sound effect that wasn't right,
exactly,
or whatever the case was, right? And I think us taking that extra time, like, made us feel really comfortable with what we had put together, and it's particularly with the song. Because I know with the song, we were kind of going back and forth with how we were going to break it up. And I think it worked out perfectly.
It worked out fine. We did get a couple comments that people didn't like the song. But then there was a couple comments that people loved the song. Yeah, love the song. So yeah, it's for everybody's at that point, it's just your client's preference. If you're ever doing work, you know, usually with weddings, we usually ask, you know, like, hey, what song would you particularly like? And if they have like one of their favorite songs or anything like that. But in this particular situation, Anthony already had a vision. I think that song was probably popping at that time.
It was,
when we posted it. So a lot of people around this area could relate. Southern Arizona, you know, California, you know, people can really like that style of music. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, it is what it is. At that point.
I mean, you can't please everyone, I guess.
Exactly. But I'm excited. A lot of people like the video. It's really cool. So we'll continue on. I want to kind of add onto what Jaid really emphasized was the audio from the actual RZR. If you guys hear the little psst, like the little turbo, you know, thing like that. That's the
actual turbo.
That's the actual sound from it. That's not a sound effect. And all we did here was we just matched it to when, you know, he would release the throttle or accelerate on the throttle. But it really sounds nice when it can kind of with the jump, you know? Now, this was a little baby jump, according to Anthony. I've seen him do way crazier jumps than that. Go look on his Instagram. He went to Glamis not like maybe less than a month ago.
Jumped the RZR or jumped?
He jumped the RZR. He jumped the, it's called a swing at Glamis. And I mean, it was, I don't know how far it was, like 20 feet, 30 feet, I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was really sketch,
Extra sketch. One thing I guess that we could say here, if you go to the drone shot of this. In this shot right here, this is a drone shot. What we originally wanted to do was to have the drone moving in and go past the RZR. It was a pretty hard shot to time. It was actually a really hard shot to time. Because it was hard to gauge, you know, where he was at, and we tried it a few times, but I think what we ended up with was just a great setup shot for the shots to come. And it didn't take away from the jump, opposed to if we did get that shot, you know, maybe. So I was happy with what we came up with, especially with the limitations of how long do you want to spend trying to get a shot? Because at this point, we had been out here for a few hours. And we still had more that we wanted to do. So we understood that we weren't in a hurry. But we could only spend so much trying to accomplish that shot. But again, we ended up getting a shot that worked really well.
That was very, like, the timing. Anthony lives in Los Angeles area, and for him to come down and, you know, he's spending time with his family, so you don't want to take a lot of time for that. So we were shooting for like an entire day.
Yeah.
But we didn't really want to be there for the entire day.
Yeah.
I mean, our batteries only last so long
yeah.
that, you know, we just wanted to get the shots in and out. So this sequence in particular is one drone, and then it cuts to the 60 Mark II, and then Jaid's 6500, and then the GoPro. So we kind of put a GoPro, one facing forward, one facing backward. So we just cut the image to go there. And
one under the, he jumped over the GoPro.
Oh yeah, he basically
you could actually see us right there.
Yeah.
And you can see a tripod here, over here in the corner. Oh,
yeah.
You can see a tripod there.
The drone.
Yeah, the drone right there.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things that we did take a lot of time, but luckily we had enough cameras where, you know, imagine if we had one camera, we could only shoot once and then have them do it 10 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus, you know, and then GoPros are dope to put in that position.
Yeah, because you could beat those up and they're pretty sturdy. So
yeah, so it's a lot of fun. All right, so we'll see the jump again and then we'll continue on. So these shots, according to the music, we had to cut the music because it kind of like, it took you up, right, to like the jump, and then we wanted to like take a quick down to like calm everything down, and then we took it up a notch.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. So the music didn't relate that, so we kind of had to cut the music
and adjust
adjust that.
Yeah, and the best way we could do it is just to make a cut in the actual video as well.
Exactly.
And the idea of like that radio sound, almost like if you're listening to it out in the desert, and it's playing while you're parked or whatever.
Exactly.
And then that's what, it didn't take us too long to achieve it. And I remember trying to relate that to you, and it was like, I feel like I wasn't explaining it right. Yeah. And you were like, okay, this, and I'm like, no, it has to sound more like this, you know?
Yeah.
And then eventually we got it. You nailed it.
Yeah, we use a lot of resources, right? Like we use YouTube University, we call it, all the time to figure out different looks that we would like.
Yeah.
So it just took that extra little time. I mean, we spent 30 minutes on it, maybe, if not more.
Just for that little
just for
sequence.
That little audio or that little sequence to kind of figure out. So yeah, I mean, a lot of things you kind of have to think about when you're shooting. Oh, I can do this in post. But a lot of things in post that you're like, maybe we can make it look like this or sound like this.
Yeah.
So
and actually really those shots really reflected, if you wanted to go to those shots. These shots right here, Anthony's belt on his RZR actually broke.
Yeah.
So he had to park the RZR. He had to fix it. Luckily, he's a man of many traits, so he was able to just swap it out. I guess it's not an uncommon thing with RZRs. So he was able to fix that, but it did take a little bit of time. And while he was doing that, Danny was helping him out, and we didn't need 6 hands doing it. So what I did, I just took some extra shots. Luckily, we had a little bit of breeze in the air. The flags were flowing, and those flags are actually his brother's company.
Yeah, his brother's company. They do fabrication work.
Yeah, so they rep it, hard, and so I got those shots while all that was happening, and they ended up being the perfect kind of transition or that kind of break in the video for us. And yeah, it ended up going off really well. One thing that maybe we could have done if those shots wouldn't have happened, we could have gone back to the garage, right, somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Or a drone shot,
exactly,
or whatever. But yeah, luckily for us, we had those shots to work with, and it definitely wasn't planned.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah, and then he had just bought this helmet like weeks before we shot this, so shout out to these helmets. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, and what's funny is that while he's shooting these shots, while Jair is doing these shots, we're in the back. Like, we're literally right there
under the motor,
next to the motor, taking things apart. And I was just watching, really. I was just being there for moral support, because it sucks when your stuff breaks, you know, and I can just imagine. And those things aren't cheap. They're like 150 bucks. Yeah, like the belts. Yeah. And then I think he had one spare, but he's like, now I have to buy another one, you know, so it's not like it just broke and now I have to buy another one to have a spare, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the RZR community and the ATV community is really expensive hobby there.
Definitely.
All right, so we'll continue on. So you want to talk about this shot right here?
Yeah.
So we cut in, and obviously that's a GoPro, right? I think it's like a
and shout out to that GoPro with that stabilization, man. It's really good.
Yeah, I think it looks amazing. So what we really wanted to capture in this shot is kind of how fast he's really going. You know, these dips are, you know, they're pretty spread out apart, and then they're 2 feet or 3 feet high. So these things, like, they really
he was ripping through those.
Do maneuver really quick. Now, we were trying to get him really fast and on a couple of shots. So we'll continue on. So these are the drone shots, but
those were very easy to capture compared to these guys coming up.
These right here, we were on the other RZR, and I was driving the RZR, and then Jaid was on his gimbal.
Yeah.
I think you hit your elbow.
Dude, yeah, so I hit myself in the funny bone, and my hand just goes numb. And so I bring this other hand back into the RZR, and I'm still holding it with like my shoulder. It was pretty painful.
Yeah.
But these are probably the hardest shots I've ever tried to get.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we're in smooth terrain and he's on the dips.
Yeah.
Like, there's also dips where we are. Yeah. Like, Danny's dodging
trees, little bushes
and stuff. So we're, you know, moving around, and I'm holding on to my gimbal and my camera. Or was it your gimbal at the time? I think
it was my gimbal at the time.
So your gimbal at the time with my camera. And it was really hard to get, but we had to have those shots.
Yeah,
like we couldn't not have those shots.
Yeah, and then what's funny about this shot right here coming up while we're going is that we were still not going as fast as
he could potentially go.
He wanted to, because we're not so used to the RZR. We're jumping up and down, like he's holding the gimbal. So a trick we did in post, and a lot of people might have noticed it, is that we speed ramped it. So we made it a little bit faster, and I think it was like 30% faster than the actual shot. So if you guys take a look at it, but you can't really tell.
It's
like
hard.
It's seamless.
Yeah,
like you'd have to really be paying attention, or if not, us tell you that.
And very technical about the shots.
So not a lot of people probably caught on to that. And then these shots were a little bit easier. I think you tighten it up a little bit more so that we can get him in frame. Yeah. And I mean, that shot just looks cool. Like it fills in the hole.
Again, when he says easier, it might have been easier for him because he was still driving. It was still very hard to get.
What did you do there? Did you just lock it?
I think.
And then you were just holding it?
No, I didn't lock it.
You just moved it to that position?
Yeah, I was just trying to hold that position as much as possible. These shots were still so difficult to get.
Yeah.
The gimbal wasn't locked because we were still moving back and forth. Anthony, at some points we would speed up, we would slow down. Considering the terrain, since you know, Danny had to dodge bushes and stuff. Sometimes we would get in front, sometimes we would get behind.
And you can see the bushes right there.
Yeah, you could see them as we're going past them. And I mean, those were still cool shots, and they ended up working really well.
Yeah.
And then again here, we just have a wider shot.
Yeah.
And here, when it's him, I'm in the car with him.
Yeah.
Getting shots of him, you know.
Were you using your 10 mil right there?
I think I was on 10 mil. Yeah, I think I was.
Because it's pretty tight in there, and for him to get his whole like the steering wheel and his helmet, you know, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
We got a little wide. You could kind of notice a little bit of warping considering that it's so wide.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that 10.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So here, we're about to finish it because there's so much. I mean, there's only so many like drive-by or side-by-side shots that you can do without being like very repetitive.
Overkill, yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't intend this video to be very long either, because you know, our attention span is probably not that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if we continue on, we'll go ahead and play it through. So here, this shot, this last shot, it was very sketchy.
Yeah, the camera was
at
set
the
up
time. We didn't have the lenses that could give the shot. You know, the shot that Anthony wanted was, he really wanted to show that the suspension, right, actually moving up and down, and we didn't have a lens that long.
Yeah, I think the tightest we could get was
105,
115.
Was yours, right?
18 to 105. Okay, yeah. So 105.
105.
And I mean, that's the best we could do at the time.
Yeah.
Realistically, if we would have, I mean, I don't know, if we would have been in front of the hood, right, with the camera pointing down and you could actually see it, it was a hard shot to get. We knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the means to get that exact shot. So we did the best we could. And I mean, you can see the suspension very clearly.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out eventually. Yeah. And what it really did was that it accomplished the you know, getting the shot of the suspension, and then it was the perfect setup for wrapping up the video.
Yeah.
Because you have this big dust cloud, and from there we just cut into the credits. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and this shot was on a tripod, and it was very low. Like, we shot very low tripod, and he just, you know, he was probably a foot away from the actual camera.
Zoomed past the camera.
Zoomed right past it. And that's why I say it's very sketchy, because, you know, you have your equipment, and sometimes you put it on the line to get these shots that you could. Granted, I think we learned a lot from this video. And then one more thing I did want to point out, somebody said that I had stole the video. I didn't steal the video, we made the video. That's why we put credits on there. So always look at the credits to see where people get recognized or people get shout out, like, you know, the motion design by me and Jaid, and then the song by, and then it was edited by both of us, and then our driver, obviously, and owner of the RZR was Anthony. It's very important to do that, just so that everybody gets credit for what they did. Yeah. Obviously, this was all a collaboration with us and Anthony. So just to end this video, I do want to, like I said, give a shout out to Jaid for helping me out with the video, to Anthony for the opportunity to obviously drive his RZR all up and down the desert and making that video what it is. So thank you guys for watching it. Thank you guys for watching these. I hope you guys like these behind the scenes shoots. We do videography for other types of work. If you guys want to see like behind the scenes for that,
a wedding.
Yeah, a wedding, that would be dope. Like a behind the scenes for a wedding. Yeah. That would be cool. So just different things like that the things that we work on. Just let me know down in the comments, or, you know, DM us on our Instagrams. I'll link them right here. And then I'll link all of Anthony's information as well. So go to his channel, subscribe. He just hit 1,000 not too long ago, and you guys know what that means. You know, with YouTube, you start getting paid, or you know, other opportunities arise on that. Yeah. And if you guys want to see more videos like that with us here, or if you want us to make you a video of some sort, just let us know.
Let us know what's up.
We'll be here ready, waiting for your DMs. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe for more content. If you guys want to see the video of how we edited and want to go through the timeline, please let us know in the comments as well. Well, anything else you want to add?
Thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Peace.